That's it. We're done.
On this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have trust versus mistrust, 0 to 1.
During this stage, a child develops a belief that the environment can be counted on to meet his or her basic physiological and social needs.
Don't you hear the baby crying? Kylie needs to get off her phone and listen to the baby. Her not listening to it is going to cause Stormi to not trust us anymore.
Kim is being so dramatic. I was just scrolling through my Instagram feed. Stormi is not going to mistrust us. On this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have autonomy versus shame and doubt. This happens during toddlerhood, which is 2 to 3 years old.
This is where a child learns what he or she can control and develops a sense of free will and corresponding sense of regret and sorrow for inappropriate use of self-control. I just couldn't help myself. Saint was really getting on my nerves. I just couldn't stop myself.
Saint is never going to learn to walk if Kim keeps getting upset with him like that. He's not going to trust us, and he's going to doubt himself.
On this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have initiative versus guilt, which is early childhood 4 to 5.
During this stage, a child learns to begin action, to explore, to imagine, as well as feeling remorse for their actions.
North, what are you doing? That's my Versace lipstick!
I cannot believe I did that to my mom's makeup. I feel so guilty.
In this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have accomplishment and industry versus inferiority. This happens during middle childhood / elementary at the ages of 6 to 11.
This is when a child learns to do things well or correctly in comparison to a standard or to others.
What are those? These are clothes. What are those? These are clothes. Wow!
You're doing great, sweetie.
I feel so accomplished.
On this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have identity versus role confusion, which happens at adolescence.
During this stage, an adolescent develops a sense of self in relationship to others and to own internal thoughts and desires. Mom, what do you think of this dress?
I don't think it'll look good on you. You really should start working out with the other girls. You're being really off-brand for us.
I don't know why my mom would say that. I don't even know who I am. She knows how it makes me feel.
In this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have intimacy versus isolation. This happens during young / early adulthood.
This is when they develop the ability to give and receive love. This begins to make long-term commitment to relationships.
I just can't believe that Tyga would cheat on me like that. I just feel so alone.
On this week's episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have generativity versus stagnation, which happens in middle adulthood.
During this stage, they develop an interest in guiding the development of the next generation.
Hey y'all, just want to let you know my album drops tonight. I'll be watching the charts. Go check it out.
Kanye, I don't see what the...
You don't understand the music. You don't understand my effect on the younger generations. They love Ye. I love Ye.
On this episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we have ego integrity versus despair. This happens in older adulthood.
This is when they develop a sense of acceptance of life as it was lived and the importance of the people and relationships that individual developed over their lifespan. What are you guys doing? You need to get it together. You would be nothing without me.
Mom, what are you talking about? We all would have made it. We have so much talent. Honestly, you did nothing for us.
I feel like I just could have done better, and I'm so sad, and I feel so much despair because they just don't appreciate me and everything I've done for them.
Kanye, I don't.
You don't understand the music.